What's up, Scoop Nation? It's your boy Scoopzilla. Welcome to our channel. Again, if this is your first time, please like and subscribe and go ahead and comment what you would like to see us make videos on in the future. So today we have for you Gotenks Extravagant Assault. He is one of the very new meta decks that everyone's loving to run right now, so we thought you'd give our take on it. So on the front, he says when he attacks, he draws a card. And then the Awaken, which makes him so good, is, so of course at 4 you can Awaken, but if you have a specified cost of 2 Unison in play, you can go ahead and Awaken him and take life till you're at 6, and then untap an energy and draw a card and flip the card over. So literally turn 2 Awakening guaranteed. And then on the front, he has a permanent that your opponent's leader cards can't attack your battle cards. Shockingly useful. But be careful, he could still swing at your ghost tokens because they are not battle cards. Anyways, when this card attacks, just like on the back, you draw a card, and he has an activate main. Once per turn for green energy. For 1 green energy, you can choose one of your opponent's Unison's cards and remove a marker from it. I usually don't do that one too much, but the bottom one, you may choose 1 green card in your hand and discard it. If you do, play 2 ghost tokens in rest mode. Fantastic. You just start swarming the field with these little guys, and for so little resource. When you're all the cards you're pitching to your drop, you want to pitch to your drop, so it's just fantastic. Next up, we have our Unison. This guy, I have no idea how they actually printed him, just busted in every sense. So his +2 gives all of your mono green battle cards revenge until the start of your next turn. So we're running blockers, so anything that you don't like, just go ahead and kill their card for like free pretty much. It's great. And he's getting 2 markers, so getting to this 7 with blockers and negates on your field in hand, like, it's so easy. It's like guaranteed. If your opponent's not striving to get this guy not lower markers, you're gonna hit them with this -7, and it is insane. So basically, if your leader card is mono green, we're running Gotenks, it is, so you get to look at your opponent's life, choose 1 card in there and put it to their drop area, and if that wasn't busted enough, you also rip 3 cards from their hand. You choose them. You don't get to look, but still pretty good. Sniping ain't bad. So what a busted Unison. And auto, this whole deck we're using union skills, so you will get to draw a lot. So every time you union, you draw 1. He is a mandatory 4 of. And just because we really want to Awaken turn 2, we also run 2 of this guy. I personally don't like him. I use him for charge energy, but if you gotta do what you gotta do to Awaken turn 2. He's still a really good Unison. I'm not sleeping on him, just the other guy's way better. Next up, the heart of the deck, we have Goku, the legendary fusion warrior. He's at a 3 of in this deck. Actually busted, makes the whole deck so consistent. When this card is played, you get to add any card that has a union fusion from your deck to your hand. For 1 energy, you summon him, and that happens. Then, if you activate main, pay 1 more green energy, you reveal the union fusion card, a union fusion card in your hand, and you can grab the 2 cards that are required for the union skill and add them to your hand. Actually busted. I only run him at a 3 just because personally, like, I saw him a lot. You only really need to get this off like twice. Most of the time you're going to end up drawing those cards yourself anyways. Let me get the foils to the front. You know how it is. We got to get the foils. So we got Trunks, Bonds of Friendship. So this guy's just busted because you want to use him for the union fusion, because if you weren't already drawing an extra card off your union from the union skill, when you use this guy for a union, you get to look at the top 7 and add any of those 6 Unison cards that I just showed in the deck. So, and then we hit every time. Like, we don't whiff, boys. Like, this deck is so consistent. Then we have up Sun, Goten, and Trunks. Faultless youth. Anyways, so this guy's just so good because if you look at the bottom, the character trait, he's a Sun, Goten, and Trunks youth, which is all the required material we need. to be Union Fusioning. So this guy is a mandatory 4 of. Just go ahead and use him to Union Fusion. Then we run one of the Sun Goten brimming with talent from the promo packs. He is quite cheap in comparison to all the other cards right now that are like the Broly that's $100. So he is like $10, which is really good. So I just run a 1 of just in case, because for 1 green, say you're missing your Sun Goten, you can go ahead and just grab him from the drop. Like, fantastic. And I also run the Trunks, another one of the cheap promos, fantastic, $10. So our deck is very budget friendly and very meta. So for 1 green, you send this to your, you get the card from your drop to your hand, just for the fusion material. And the boss monster himself, yep, we have Gotenks, the Grim Reaper of Justice. Alright, so he has Deflect, so you can't counterplay him unless it's like Frieza counterplay. And he has dual attack and the Union Fusion. So this is where it comes in handy with your Unison. You get to draw an extra card. So this card already, when he gets Union Fusioned, you go ahead and draw 2 cards and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. Fantastic. So really, if you're using this combo piece and your Unisons on the field, you're essentially drawing 4 cards, which is just so nasty for 2 energy. Like, this guy is in all essence of the word broken, making this deck so meta. And if that wasn't even good enough, go ahead and when this guy gets removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, just if they swing into it for some reason, then he probably would have revenge. But go ahead and just grab back your materials that you used to Union Fusion with him. So good. Then we have SS3 Gotenks, All Out Assault. So good. EX Evolve. Most of the time I'm EX Evolving on top of him, just because, you know, it's this guy is super situational. Honestly, he's only a 2 of, just because he is the only card in your deck that will KO a card ignoring barrier. So he's good, and you know, he gets rid of some markers too, so not bad. But he's very situational. Always go for the big boy boss guy first. He is the must. And of course, our counter plays. This is a mandatory 4 of. We got Frieza Charismatic Villain. Counter play, you know what it does. It actually gets around Deflect, so you just go ahead and blow up anything. 7 or less. Mandatory 4 of. Then, Fuse Zamasu's Deity Wrath. I love to play this guy anytime I'm running this counterplay Frieza. He is literally hand in hand with this card. You go ahead and counterplay for free, and then for 1 energy, we go ahead and summon that guy. Like, it's just the best combo in the game. Like, and then every time this guy swings, your opponent's dropping a card, and he's indestructible. So, just such a nice Tekka too. Kind of expensive, but if you can afford it, so worth. Next, we have 3 Dormant Potentials Unleashed. I know, why not 4, but I just didn't think it needed it, honestly. The deck's so protected with blockers and other negates. So, anyways, but you all know what Dormant Potential does. When your Unison's on the field, go ahead for free. Doesn't cost anything. You can KO 2 1-drops or 1 2-drop. Or if they have a whole bunch of, like, the tokens, you can go ahead and KO all of these. So be careful if you're running the same matchup, because I guarantee they're running Dormant Potential. So good, must have at 3. Then we have a 2-2 split with Defending Father Paragus. This is like more late game if they're really swinging. You get down to 4 life. So good. Still the best super combo in the game, because you draw 2 and then warp 1. So still better than having to put 1 at the bottom of your deck and then draw 2. So that way you get to see what you want first in case the 2 cards are bad. This is a nice little spice. You don't have to SPR it out, but Dr. Gero, so good because there's so many cards in our deck that we want to put in our drop. In early game, it's just so busted. This is one of the cards I'm talking about, Ribrianne. A little expensive still, but don't worry, she's getting reprinted, so this will definitely still be, in all sense, kind of a budget deck later on, if it's still meta. But you know what she does. For 2 energy, your opponent gets to pick 2 cards from their hand and puts it in their drop. So ripping the hand out is so useful in this game. The only thing better than drawing 2 is making your opponent lose 2. Then we have Zarbon. I would run it at 3, but with the Dr. Geros, it's just too easy to get them in the drop. You don't need it. So for 1 energy, you play him, you put another card to your drop, hopefully a Rebrian, and then just go ahead and summon him for 1 energy, and then if he gets KO'd or by battle, so he's a blocker, and then your unison gives it revenge, so you go ahead, block, kill one of their cards, make them discard a card. It's just so good. So I always try to get him on the field as much as possible. Then this is a one of, just for those times where maybe you need to grab back an extra dormant potential. Super good. I like to just have it just in case. Options are always good in a deck. You never know what you're going to verse. Then Sun Goten, this is my little tech card. It's everyone's tech card, I guess, but it's so good. It's just a free blocker that gets revenge, because your unison's on the field. 3 of, so perfect. Shocking Death Ball, I love my negates. Reboot Gohan is still big, so yeah. 2 of. These are the tech cards. If you're running up against the same matchup, it's just so nice to kill off the little weenies. And then the super tech. This is really for like Dark Broly when they're summoning out all those 6 drops. You could just literally destroy their whole field. It's amazing. And last but not least, we have the secret rare. This is just a super tech card. I know he's so expensive right now. It's not a must in the deck, but if you can get it, it doesn't hurt, A free quad strike with deflect, is just so nasty. And especially if somehow you get to turn 5 with this guy, you're ripping 3 cards from their hand and dual attack. So, But anyways, Scoop Nation, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We're uploading videos weekly and have lots of information to share. So, peace.